The following video, I'm going to read back what someone said under the comment section on my channel. It's actually from one person, and I'm going to describe them in a very vague way. And at the end of the video, if they sit through it, I'm going to get to the point of what they need to hear. I try to make my videos to the benefit of whoever's watching them. And if I'm trying to influence anybody's opinion, it's to understand that when I give an opinion, it's an opinion. When I state something as probable fact or actually a fact, I really do mean it, and I offer evidence, and I invite people to critique those things. Most of this video is not going to be about anything that would be useful to most of you, because part of this video at the end is a warning to this individual that they're stepping into a trap that I'm technically responsible partially for, but I didn't set. The person this is addressed to, offhandedly, has 499 subs, 116 videos, and only one of the videos with the top ranking for it has 642 views. Not much to see here. You'll break 500 subs in a bit, today, right? Anyway, he refuses to follow house rules on the YouTube channel you're watching, and is not allowed to post until, well, never, because I've decided that saying to someone, all you have to do is follow the rules and they'll be posted, you only do that once or twice. I've done it more than twice for this person. Now, this person did the following transgressive behaviors. Number one, brought up subject matter, said debate me, and then refused to debate. I mean, that's the end of it, right? The next thing is that the person decided to escalate things rapidly, going to I double dog dare you, by claiming to find incriminating data from a shared folder using a piece of software that strongly indicated that the person didn't know what they were doing and was looking at their own computer, or just lied about finding incriminating data and thinking it was mine, and more importantly, didn't type the command line correctly, and I explained to them you typed in would only indicate it had access to your computer. Made that pretty clear. Also, you typed it wrong, so I'm pretty sure you didn't do anything, but then maybe you did. Okay. Next thing is, if you really did think you saw something, it's on your machine. Now, I want to bring up the other implied thing here that many of you don't understand, and I should bring this up. When someone claims that they've hacked into a computer system and found evidence against somebody, one of the problems with that is called fruit of the forbidden tree or something. It's a forbidden fruit. What that means is you've done something illegal to acquire evidence. Now, the reason it's illegal isn't because you didn't follow the rules and it's an arbitrary thing. It's because, obviously, if you can break into my computer and claim you found something, you could have also planted it. And this means that in order to fix that, to figure out what's going on, the police department would have to get a warrant to either overtly search or monitor, basically wiretap, myself and the person accusing me. And what happens is, whoever's easiest to get to is usually considered, to be able to do this execution of a warrant or monitoring. Whoever's doing the least to hide themselves is the least likely to be the suspect to pay attention to. But the other things that can aggravate it is if they do any of the following. Try to dox the other person. Threaten them. Threaten their family. Threaten to have other people group up and hurt them. Now, if you're not aware of the actual crimes those are committing, that's stalking, conspiracy to commit violence. I mean, there's a whole stack of them. And every one of those allows for a much more convincing reason to get a warrant. And the only thing more terrible for you to do than giving the cops or FBI or whatever a reason to have a warrant is to have it happen not because of what you've done, but because it simply checked off some notches for an automated bot that's monitoring me. So anyway, here we go. The person claimed they accessed my computer. They didn't. They claimed they used a piece of software but typed up the instruction wrong, and the person went out of their way to then today try to dox me by posting what they thought is my full legal name, or at least as much of it as they can find. Now, for reasons I might have time to go in through, first of all, it's not my name. Next, the name the way you typed it and a couple of other variations are a red flag. Now, the only thing you have to do after this point is threaten me or say you're going to threaten one of my relatives. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get back at them. I'll call the cops. I don't have to do that. I get informed after the fact, in one case a year later, hi, waptek, We have to meet you. You have to come down to the Justice Center. They don't tell me what it is. I show up and I'm like, what happened? Okay, some nitwit in the Southwest United States who decided to impersonate you with 300 channels and decided to use the impersonation of you to try to make you look bad by going around making inappropriate comments to children and family members, and unfortunately did that to people who were police officers and a judge, and threatened some people when they pointed out, don't do that, I'm a cop. That caused some problems. And then the person, we noticed that they used or tried to use your full name. There's a specific reason you don't have my full name. And because that set off the alarm, now the FBI is involved. So we got a warrant to search them and you electronically and found the person doing a lot of downloading of content that was questionable and sometimes from honeypots, and then visiting open hangouts. You might want to look up what that is. Public hangout, etc. And this individual got arrested for and convicted and thrown in prison for 5 years for child molestation while being a worker at a school. Now, this isn't caused by me. I didn't turn them in for it, although I sure as hell tried when they started posting that shit. And it isn't just that they did this and left a trail 1.5 miles wide by running 300 plus YouTube channels. Later on, I was told it was upward of 1,000. We did a joke over 9,000, but it was really about 1 or 2, maybe 3,000 channels. The person, and it's also not that this person did this to literally cops and random people on the internet, and did it a lot, or even being in my persona. It's that they typed out what they thought was my full legal name, and that is a killing word on the internet. Not that they got it right, but they tried to get it right repeatedly and combine it with anything that an AI routine would detect as a threat or any other felony. The idea is if you type in what you think is my full name and then threaten people, specifically aiming it at me, I guess, but just in general. What it does is it escalates it to, let's say, Facebook, and tells Facebook, forward this to the FBI right now. Or whatever entity, like Interpol, if you're in another country. This has had the effect of making it to where one lady can't come into this country ever again except to go to federal prison because in absentia has been convicted of a felony and is going to go to prison for 10 years and can't defend the case unless she enters the United States and turns herself in. And I debunked her perpetual motion machine. Another guy went around claiming the world was coming to an end, and now he's stuck in a certain part of the European Union because that's basically his prison cell. He's under permanent house arrest. Another person went to jail for impersonating a federal agent, and he actually backpedaled before it got worse, but they still got a warrant. And found out that he was the head of an organization, and he ratted them out, and they now know that he did that. And he's requested to be in a couple of different prison change-outs because they keep trying to kill him. But the thing that caused the warrant was typing out what they thought was my legal name and then threatening people. Doesn't matter who it was. Anything that even looked like a threat. So what did the person do today? Tried to post my entire legal name. It's not my name. I have a business name with that. I've told people that. But if you have a business name like Calvin Klein, it has to say LLC. But in the old days, you could get a business name that was just a person's name. You can't do that anymore. Well, hi, I'm one of the last people that's allowed to do that by special request from a judge. Basically, my identity got so fucked up and so stolen, and also because I fucked it up at one point trying to fix things or doing an experiment on a computer network I shouldn't have been on. The judge laughed at me. But the point is, a bunch of shit happened, including involving me being born, declared dead, and then having the paperwork changed after the fact because some busybody kept filing it. That I have officially a legally valid name that's spelled the correct way, and another one that's spelled in a slightly different way, and an abbreviated version of my name. And all of these are mung together because of another occurrence where somebody ended up burning an SUV in the middle of the desert in Nevada. Now, some of you who watch my channel on a regular basis, you already know about all of the shit I mentioned. You even know the names of the people I talked about. I just don't use the names. But the point is, the thing I haven't explained is, just simply trying to type out my name correctly immediately sets off an alarm, especially if you're logged in. It's not like I'm telling you, don't look up my name. It's like a killing word. What I'm saying is, if you do certain things, they take every little thing and decide, nope, this could be somebody trying to steal Waptek's identity or impersonate him. Or it could have been one of these other people trying to get back into the system because they're all felons and they're all convicted of something that are ridiculously bad shit. Like threatening to kill people, hiring people to kill people, hiring people or trying to get people together to overthrow the government. That's actually one of the persons. No, really, that's literally what he's convicted of. And the only thing they all have in common is, for some fucking reason, my channel name, my stupid picture, and my assumed real name. Now, anyone who's doing this shit every single fucking time when I tell them don't do this, they assume I'm lying and I can't do anything about it. But I'm morally bound to tell you, if you keep doing this and start and do anything that's an overt felony, like threatening to kill my family or implying it, they'll use this as an excuse and you're getting monitored. Well, I have nothing to hide. No, you just claimed that you had incriminating data that you got from my computer, but the way you typed out the instruction, the program name and the command shows that you found it on your computer. You've offered prima facie evidence that you found incriminating information on your computer, but claimed you found it on mine, or you're insinuating it. Okay, that's good enough. A judge will say, sure, that's fine. The person's making a claim that they're too stupid to realize incriminates them, and they search you, and you don't know they search. It's a sneak and peek. They just come in and look around. They copy your data, and if you've actually committed any felony, you're going to go to prison. They're assuming that you're acting on behalf of the guy who's fucked over by Interpol, or the other lady who's fucked over because she tried to steal little old lady's money. And honest to God, I didn't cause this on purpose. This was all so that I could go in and get an ID and not have to have it be a federal offense trying to leave the building. I mean, I'd get stopped right after I renewed my license or ID card. And they'd be like, yeah, we got to talk to you. And I'd have to walk in. I hope the judge is still alive even today. I'd have to go to Portland, have a specific judge in the room and say, yes, that's him. I'll vouch for him. It's like a fucking cartoon story. Here we go. I knew something was odd right from the moment I stumbled upon your channel, Waptek, and felt compelled to leave a comment. Completely out of character for me. No, it's not. Everybody can see your comments on the internet. I pondered the next day, largely in part of your video refreshing my mind, but I still wonder why. Why did I arrive at your channel? Why did I say the exact thing that I knew would get a response? Because you're trolling. That's trolling behavior. Why did you imply that you're going to try to dox me today? Because you're a troll. Why did you imply you could hack my computer? Because you're a troll. Why did you imply basically you could put information or fake evidence on my computer? Because you're a troll. Why did I say the exact thing I said to get your response? That quickly evolved into who, and naturally my curiosity was sparked. I wish you weren't. See you soon, my friend. You don't know where I'm located. Half of the records are created by some of those cops that were victimized, by the way, because, again, somebody was fucking with them, where they allowed their address to be my address for this fake identity that's essentially created. So if you're walking into one of their houses, actually a couple of the cops will just shoot you dead at the doorway. Waptek knows quite well there's no possible way at all that 3 steel buildings designed by the world-renowned architect, name of that name, supported by top-notch structural engineers and collapsed on its own footprints. I've never claimed that it did. The person this idiot decided to post a bunch of comments on what they want to talk about instead of, you don't know how to type that command line for that program, and you don't know my real name, and you're implying basically you planted information on my computer when you didn't. All of your behaviors are stereotypical trolling behaviors, and right now you're on the cusp of not committing a felony so they don't get a fucking warrant. Hey, if you have nothing to hide, I guess that's fine, but I really don't think they need to go looking through your goat porn. But anyway, this is the one and only time I'm required morally to tell you this. And again, most of the shit that's causing this is not me doing it on purpose. It's me trying to make it to where I can just get a credit card because my identity got fucked by myself and other people. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You've stepped in it. Pull your foot out.